Hey, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today to sit there and see what we all have cooking. Grab a hold of that vine, swing right on in my kitchen, and let's get cooking. Good looking. Hey there, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today because I'm going to sit there and do a quick little recipe, and it's called onion straws. Now, I've been having these ever since my husband and I met because we've always went to this one nice little German restaurant, and they always came out with a big platter of these onion straws along with a nice little basket of miniature loaves of bread. Now there was always 4 types of bread in this little basket of bread. They would give you a little platter of different types of butter to put on the breads, along with the onion straws. And well, the onion straws is what I'm going to bring you along today and show you how easy it is to make. Now, simply, you just need some onion, slice them up thin like I have here, and then you're going to need some buttermilk. Now, you can use it buttermilk in the liquid form. You can make your own buttermilk by just having 1 cup of milk, mixing it with 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, and there you have some homestead buttermilk. Or I go with the powdered. Now, when you're using like a powder, like what I use here, well, we'll just let that go. It calls for, now, you follow your powdered buttermilk recipe the way your buttermilk tells you to. Mine here tells me to use 4 tablespoons of this powder to 1 cup of water. So I've already did that. I mixed that all up. Here, I'll tip my pan so you can sit there and see the buttermilk is in there. I put the onions down in. Now, I'm just going to add the rest of these. Now, this is going to help take out a lot of the sulfur out of the onions. And it also helps make your onions taste sweeter. So, I'm just going to add the rest of my onions. And then I'm just going to sit there and mix it all up to make sure every onion has buttermilk on it. Now, periodically, I'm going to keep coming back and mix it all up so the top onions can basically go to the bottom and the bottom onions can come up to the top, and everybody's enjoying a good buttermilk bath. So I'll be back in a little bit with the next step in the onion straw recipe. Also at this time, you can sit there and grab a good pinch, and I'm using kosher salt, and just sprinkle it over the top of our onion straws. I'm also going to grab a good pinch of black pepper, and we'll see you in a little bit when I'm going to come back and I'm going to stir all this goodness up. We have our sliced up onion straws soaking in the buttermilk. we're just gonna move that off to the side. I have a little over a cup and a half of flour. Now, I'm gonna add some salt and pepper to that. So let me grab my pepper. And let me grab my salt. And I'm using kosher salt. Now, I'm gonna sit there and grab my 1/4 teaspoon. I have my garlic powder. We're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of that. We're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. And then we're also gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of the hickory salt that I make. So let's go ahead and add that. Okay, put our seasonings all off to the side. I'm gonna go and grab a spoon to start stirring up our seasonings. Now, I also brought out some anchovy powder. We're gonna add 1/8 of a teaspoon. And then I also grabbed some cayenne pepper. And again, roughly 1/8 of a teaspoon. Now, if you wanted more, go ahead and add more. I have my spoon, and now I'm just gonna sit there and give this all a good mix. And as soon as I feel that it's all well mixed, we're gonna come back with one more ingredient to add to our flour. Alright, I feel that we have that all mixed up quite well. Now, I went up in my cupboard to grab the last ingredient, which is cornstarch. So I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna sit there and say, give a generous heaping tablespoonful, maybe just a tad more. That helps get the crispiness on the onion straws. So let's go ahead and mix in the cornstarch. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, we have the breading that's going to be going on our onion straws. Our onion straws are soaking in 1 cup of buttermilk, and I have that all in a 9 by 13 inch pan, and I used the powdered buttermilk, and we just used whatever onion you want. I like sweet onions. Shh, top secret. Nobody's looking, right? Cool. Now, I'm gonna sit there and add one magic ingredient, and I'm gonna add some of my chicken salt that I make, and I'm gonna add it to my batter. So, I'm gonna sit there and grab my 1/4 teaspoon that I was using, and I'm gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon of my chicken salt right into my onion straw batter. Now remember, mum's the word on my chicken salt. Shh. Now, let's stir in that luscious chicken salt. So, and make sure you get it all nice incorporated into your batter. Now this is what's gonna set your onion straws apart from everybody else's out there. Now we're just gonna set our flour mixture off to the side. We're gonna let our mixture of onion and buttermilk sit off to the side. But before I leave, I'm gonna sit there and just mix up my onions because I want to make sure they're all getting a good, like I say, a good hot tub bath in the onion, in the butter, in the buttermilk mixture. So let them enjoy themselves in the buttermilk hot tub. Get your oil all preheated up on the stove. Now, I'm gonna sit there and put my seasonings all away. And then we're gonna start making the onion straws. Now, I'm gonna get to breading up the onion straws. I have myself on a plate. That way after we're done battering them up, I have somewhere to go to put my battered onion straws on, to take them over to the stove, and to fry them all up. So, I'm going to remove our spoon, but before I do, I'm going to give this all a good little stir, just in case some of my ingredients may have settled during all of our rest time of our onion straws in our buttermilk bath. So, let's remove our spoon. I'm going to go and grab a fork. Now, I'm going to pan you down just a little bit so it's easier for you to see. I have my fork. I'm just going to come in here one last time. Give these all a good stir. Then I'm going to grab some and we're going to put them inside of our batter mix here. Now, it's okay if you have some of the buttermilk left on the onion straws as they're going into the flour batter. Now, as you see, I have some onion straws all in. And now, with my fork, I'm just going to make sure every one of them has a very serious coating of this flour mixture. I mean, you want to put that flavor right onto these onions. So take time in breading them. Okay, that looks good. You want them all nice and breaded like that. We're gonna sit there and grab them. Try to get as much of our flour mixture off the onions before putting them on our platter. And I'll be back when I'm all done getting these all out of the flour batter. Well, I have a good plate full. Now, I'm gonna drop one off into my batter. Okay, folks, I gotta work really fast because my battery's almost dead. And I cannot go any further than what I'm plugged into. So, I'm going to take these over to some hot oil. We'll be back. And remember, when you're adding your onion straws to your hot oil, please do not overcrowd your pan. Alright, they're in their deep fryer. They're getting their tan on. I have another plate, and this time I'm putting a paper plate down, and I'm going to take it over there, and I'm going to collect the onion straws out of the deep fryer. Here they are, fresh out of the deep fryer. Now, I'm going to sit there. This is just basic iodized salt, and we're just going to give them a quick little shake of the iodized salt. Let these drain all off. Let them cool a little bit, and bon appetit. No matter how hard you try to get most of the flour off of the onions, you still will have quite a bit of flour left over. Just go ahead and dump it back into your batter mixture and just keep going on. So there you go. And I'm gonna move on. Now I'm gonna get my next platter full. And look at that. Let me tell you, these are so much better than them damn onion rings that you buy in the frozen section of the stores. And you know what? These were so super easy to make. And you know what? So cheap to make as well. So if you liked what you saw here today, please give me a thumbs up. All the thumbs up helps out my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're not yet a subscriber, go up, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you always know every time I do put out a new video. And as always, here's to happy cooking, but better yet, happy eatins'. Y'all come back now, you hear? And here's the recipe.